Hello everyone, this is BZG Slappy.
And this is BZG Cootie.
We are going to bring you a game today on Antigua Shipyard versus Clan BZG, which is Blitz Gaming, and Clan Insight. Spawning in the left position, we have the Teal Zerg, BZG's Brant.
And starting the bottom middle side, we have Insight's Blue Terran, or random player, Insight Duckroy. Now, we've seen Brant play a little bit. He's a very competent Zerg player, but Duckroy, a diamond-level random player, is a very unpredictable thing. It means his knowledge of the matchup is split between all three races and all 9 matchups, so he might be weaker in each, but it also gives him a greater knowledge on both sides of the matchup. When he's Terran versus Zerg, he knows what it feels like to be on Zerg versus Terran, so that could give him an advantage here, but we'll have to see how that pans out.
That's right, and also Duckroy spawning as random. You're right, that does give him slightly weaker knowledge of the matchups, but that also does mean that Brant won't really know what he's doing until he scouts the Terran player. His Overlord is actually going to go to his base first, and so he will know what race he is in the very beginning.
That's a very important scout. If he does end up playing a Protoss, then he would be risking a whole lot putting down the hatchery first, but since he does see it as Terran, he's very safe in putting down that hatchery before the spawning pool. He's not afraid of any sort of proxy or any cannon rush on his natural. So, pretty standard game from both players right now, just a hatch down, 1 racks, 1 gas out of the Terran player. So.
Actually, and Brad keeping his Overlord spotted, so if I'm not mistaken, actually he only knows he's Zerg right now since his drone just scouted. And yeah, that's pretty much what we can give you so far. Do you want to introduce ourselves and who we are?
Sure. I'm BZG Cootie. I'm one of the casters for Clan BZG or Blitz Gaming. Oh no, we got an Overlord. It might get caught here. It might go down to this one Marine. It should get away here though.
Should get away fine with 0.47 movement speed. It trucks away, but it does pack a lot of HP and it'll get away.
We have Duckroy's SCV finally finding the main and natural of Brant here. He's going to see the timings on everything, see the pool but no gas. He's going to see that gas just going down. So he'll know he's not in any threat of any early speedling pressure or baneling busts right now. Some important information. He's going down for that factory right now. I feel like we're going to see some Hellion play. It's pretty standard on this map. Get some map control for the Terran. Let him move into that mid-game very safely against the Zerg.
You also have to notice that there's no add-ons on the barracks at all, and he's going for a second gas, so we more than likely are going to see maybe some starport play since you see him say,
oh, yeah, there's the starport. With the tech lab down, we're going to see some Banshees out of Duckroy, and I'm not sure if Brent's going to be prepared for this. He's got 1 spine crawler going down, no Evo chamber so far, and no layer tech on the way.
Duckroy also being very smart about his Marines, splitting up on the vent of his base to make sure no Overlords can come in and scout it. Good play by him. Back in Brand's base, he's putting down 2 spine crawlers, afraid of early pushes. That is not the right decision, but
he does have very little information to work off of right now. He does have 1 Zergling at the front of the natural of Duckroy here, so he will know if a push is coming out. However, none will happen. We do see a reactor on that factory, so this is a very
harassing build.
He's going to have some Hellions out here pretty quickly along with that Banshee. We'll see if Cloak gets research. He does not have the gas for Cloak, however, so it's just going to be a straight Banshee and a few Marines with Hellions later on. This is going to force Brant to be very defensive for the rest of this game. He's going to have to deal with this pressure, and he's going to have that continued pressure of Banshees on the field and a good amount of Hellions. He's not going to comfortably take this third here until he has either Mutalisks or Infestors out. It's otherwise just going to be much too difficult for him to do. And if he does do it, it's going to be very vulnerable against both types of harassment.
You also have to notice that the building positioning of Brant is absolutely remarkable, because if you look at it, you'll see that his Queen is actually acting as a wall, as well as the spine crawler in the evolution chamber, so we'd have to go all the way around taking all those hits from the spine crawlers. And actually also spore crawlers going down too, 2 in each base. So
that's a very smart move, yeah.
Yeah, this might be better than expected. Brant kind of Does Brandt know what's up about the... actually, he doesn't. He's just assuming it. Very good assumption by him.
Yeah, it's being very safe. He started that... Duckray started that cloaking, but canceled it about halfway through. So he's only producing one Hellion at a time right now. He's not putting up an expansion. He's committing pretty heavily to this harassment, and if he doesn't accomplish very much with it, I think that Brandt's going to be in a really good position to take that third and actually, you know, get ahead. There's the command center. He's going to have to put that down, but he can't stay behind Brandt for too long.
Also, a Baneling nest going down. He's probably going to be looking to go for a Baneling bust. That Banshee actually not really going anywhere right now.
He's got 2 Banshees out right now, sending one to the right. There they go. They're going together. They're going to try and pick off some drones here. Not going to be too successful with 2 Spore Crawlers and Queen in each base, actually. We do have 4 gas out for Brandt here, so I'd expect with this layer he's going to put out Mutalisks very quickly.
Hitting on those 2 Hellions, there's the 2 Banshees right there, going to try to come into the main there and do some damage. Will the Overlord spot it? Most definitely not. And so far the game's been pretty high harassment from our Terran player and Zerg player just trying to macro up. Also a Spire coming out of Brandt to deal with that air. And
there he goes. He's getting some great drone harassment right now. Brandt isn't reacting. There's the Queen going up right now. But 1 Queen against 2 Banshees isn't going to cut. He's going to have to bring at least 1 Queen up. There he goes. 2 Queens moving up. Just 1. The creep is not connected between these bases. There he goes. He knows this is that as well, and he knows it's going to be important in defending these Banshees. He's got the 2 Queens up. 1 Queen does have a transfuse, so that could be really important. He does back out the 2 Banshees. He doesn't feel that's worth it right now. He's floating that command center over. There's Natural finally taking it. He does not morph it into a orbital first, though, so he's looking to get that saturation as soon as possible as he's oversaturated on his main.
Coming from a Masters Protoss player, I actually don't know this, but does the orbital still regain energy when it's flying through the air with an orbital?
Yes. Well, while it's in the air, it does accumulate energy.
Okay.
So most players you see will morph it into an orbital beforehand, just so they've got that little bit more energy, but it's really not a very big deal. Either way, you know, one way you get the base going a little quicker, the other way you get a little more energy. Both of those Banshees live, one with only 17 HP. He's moving out with a few links here, trying to take that map control. He's already got the Zelnaga Tower. Duckray not doing a very good job with these Hellions of taking map control like we'd expect. He's sitting in his base and letting Zerg macro up very easily. He does get 1 link and sees all 3 dropships moving out. He knows that there's a drop coming. That's really, really well timed by him. He sees them coming back, alright. He knows he's safe.
Tank sieging up on the here. He's actually going to fire off a couple rounds, but is he actually going to make it to the siege tanks? There's actually another siege tank in the medevac.
He's not going to do much damage with that. +1 Mutalisk attack is on the way, and 4 Mutalisks out, and a macro hatch up in the main. So definitely going to be a very heavy Mutalisk Zergling Baneling style. Very classic, been around since, you know, about midway through the beta. So nothing new. Hopefully Duckray should know how to deal with it fairly well. And
here comes the mutas now. The missile turrets actually didn't get enough time to finish.
Oh.
That missile turret not cancelled, and Brandt deciding that he's done enough damage and don't want to risk losing those, so he goes ahead and backs out safely.
Alright.
Also, I've noticed that the Marines don't have stim either, as well as combat shields.
There's no tech lab on any barracks yet.
No.
Oh, Duckray supply blocked here. He's not producing out of a lot of facilities right now.
He might have to do a drop down here on his.
He doesn't have the energy on either of his command center. Oh, and there he goes. No, he does not have the production facilities right now. He's still producing out of 1 factory and 2 barracks while on 2 base. He just doesn't have the macro to keep up with the 2 base macro hatch Zerg right now. I feel like Brandt's in a really good position. I mean, he should actually have taken this third as soon as those Mutalisks came out. He would have known he'd be safe from drops at that point, and that is the ideal time to take a third. So, I'm not sure what his plan is.
There's the tech lab down now. Him not really having enough gas right now. Only 1 mining from his main, and both gas is down. But once again, they both only have 1 there. Pretty sure that's not intentional, as he is kind of oversaturated on his expansion there. But he is going to be taking his third there with siege tanks to back it up. Zerg not taking his third yet, but
we do have 42 Lings coming out, so I feel like there's going to be a big push on the front of the Terran base after these Lings come out. He's going to try and move in behind with his Mutalisks.
He's going to catch this command center.
Oh, that's really bad for Duckray. Only 5 Marines here. It's not enough to deal with Mutalisks. There he goes. He decides to take them on. He's going to do as much damage as command center as he can before the reinforcements get there.
Killing all those Marines. Can these Mutalisks actually take out these Marines without no damage? I don't think. I think Brandt's overestimating actually the size of how much Marines there are. They do have +1 attack, by the way, but so do the Mutalisks.
It's a very small Marine count. He could really just overtake that right now. He's got no anti-air but those Marines.
Dropping mules to repair it in time.
Not really worth it. He could just bring a few SCVs over. And a third being taken in the far position by Brandt, actually, not his close position. He knows it's close by drops, and he doesn't want to give that opportunity to the Terran.
Too.
Yeah. A lot of Lings and Banelings out. More Mutalisks on the way. +2 attacks for air and ground on the way, and Baneling speed. This is going to be a strong timing push on two.
Actually, they are going to attack the Marines and pretty much
take them all out. These Mutalisks really could just wipe through this entire force right now. He doesn't even need his Zerglings at this time.
No, he does not. He can easily just take out...
There he goes. He's going to do it again.
He's going to do it again, and he's actually not producing that many Marines at a time right now. He has to get a lot more reactor barracks up, and I don't think Brandt knows, but pretty much he can just go over this entire army and destroy it all right now, but I think he's choosing not to because he is overestimating the size of those Marines.
Yeah, I'm
kind of forward with one Mutalisk. Okay, I think he's actually starting to...
There he goes. He realizes it, yeah.
Now.
He sees all the medevacs on the run. He knows there's not enough Marines to deal with these Mutalisks. He's just going to push right into the main. There's 2 Marines out now. 1 Marine out right now. There's not enough. And there it is, the GG.
GG.
Brandt taking a very quick, convincing first game against Duckroy, putting the score up 1-0, BZG over Insight. We'll be moving on to Game 2 here in just a minute.
Stay tuned.
Alright, the next map is going to be on Cloud Kingdom Ladder Edition.